Creating a four-year plan helps you better understand your degree requirements, set up a map to graduation, and prepares you to have better, more fruitful conversations with your faculty advisor in the future. So, to get started, first find your major along the bottom tabs. We've covered all of the majors in the School of Engineering and some of our most popular dual majors. Obviously, not every single dual major has been captured here, so if you're following a program we don't have a template for, you can always go to this blank tab here to build your own. So once you get to your major, there are a lot of different things to look at. The main thing to pay attention to is your curriculum/template. This is going to match the template you've received from your advisor if you've had any meetings with them, and it matches the one you saw in your orientation guide over the summer. This is a standard four-year plan offered by your department that shows a map to graduation, assuming you brought in no transfer credits. Off to the left, you'll see a good amount of text. So just to digest a bit of this will give you some general instructions on how to develop your four-year plan. We'll go through this in a minute and talk about different ways you can modify it to make it make sense for you. One thing we really want to highlight is towards the bottom, if your major has a lot of different elective options, you will tend to find them here. Common things, such as Haas electives and free electives, are generally something you will have talked about with your hub advisor by the end of your first year. But if you're in a major that has some higher level major-specific electives, so for example here, the aeronauticals have a computation elective, you can usually find the different options and when they are offered on the sheet. So, as you get started, there are two main ways we see students make these four-year plans. The first one is by highlighting and color coding. So the instructions on how to do that are over here. In this color coding scheme, you would highlight courses that you have completed in green. So this would include courses that you transferred in, such as APs, IBs, or transfer credits, and any classes that you have a final grade for. Then in blue, you would highlight classes you are taking in the current semester. Last but not least, you would highlight all courses you haven't taken yet in red. So, as an example, let's say I came in with credit for AP exams in Calculus 1 and Physics 1. I would want to go ahead and highlight those courses along with any courses I completed in the fall of 2020 in green. So, I'll pick some for an example. Then, since it's currently spring of 2021, I would want to go through and highlight my current schedule in blue. Then from here, I would highlight everything else in red. Many students like to use this method of highlighting and color coding because it allows them to keep the general template from the department available on the spreadsheet. That way they always have the chronology that was suggested before, and they can use that in planning their future semesters. However, other students like to see their plan done out exactly in the semesters on the template that they took specific classes. So let's run through the same example again using that method. So if I had those AP courses, I could then make a little area down below to place those. You can then easily move requirements by clicking, dragging, and dropping. So once I have my AP credits down below, I can then edit the fall semester to show what I took. Then I can look at the spring semester and input my current schedule. As you drag and drop, be careful not to delete or leave out requirements because that will get a little bit confusing pretty quickly. Now, as you move things around, last thing we'll mention is to double check that the things you're moving are not going to cause a prerequisite problem. If you're not sure of the prerequisites for a certain class, you can always check the catalog. So let's say I want to know what the prerequisites are for fluid mechanics. Once you're on the catalog page, scroll down and go to the Courses tab. From here, you can look up any class at RPI and see the prerequisites and any other pertinent information. So, in this instance, I can see the prereqs for this class would be Engineering 1100 and Differential Equations and Physics. So, putting all this information together, you have what you need to get started on your 4-year plan. Get a draft together and share it with your hub advisor when you meet for your SAM meeting. We can help you get it polished up and ready to go so that when you go to your faculty advisor next year, you can spend that time talking about more major specific things and less time on general basic degree requirements that you can go through with your hub advisor or look up.